So let's begin. Let's start with sitting up straight. Hands on your knees, back straight. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. And start to inhale and exhale. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Gently bring your hands together, start rubbing them together. And place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face. And with a few blinks, open your eyes. Let's start with neck rotations. You're going to inhale as your head goes back. And exhale as it comes forward. Let's go in the other direction. Inhale as your head goes back. And exhale as it comes forward. Now inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. And exhale, look down. Once again, inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Come to the center and let's look from side to side. And once again, come to the center and ear to shoulder. Good. And then stop the practice. Now, interlock your fingers together. Extend your arms up and slightly back. And then release your arms, left hand on the right knee and twist back. And come back. Now once again, interlock your fingers together, extend your arms up and slightly back. And then release your arms, right hand on the left knee and twist back. And come back. Now place your hands flat on the floor in front of you, walk your hands forward. And place the forehead, nose or chin on the floor. And then slowly walk your hands back. And then place both hands on either side of the right knee and then walk your hands forward. And slowly walk your hands back. And then place both hands on either side of the left and walk forward. And let's walk back. Now place your hand flat on the floor next to you and reach out with the other hand and look up at the ceiling. Then come back down and then left hand on the floor and then right hand goes out. And come back. Now bring both feet together in your Padan Gustasana. Place the hands on the floor and then walk the hands forward. And then slowly walk your hands back. Now straighten the legs and you're going to gently touch the toes. And then come back and then extend the legs wide apart and gently touch the toes here also. Place your hands on the floor and see if you can walk a little bit more forward. Good. And then walk your hands back. Okay. Now, let's come on all fours, hands and knees on the floor. And let's start with the tiger breathing. So you're going to inhale, push your belly button to the floor, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. One more time, inhale and look up. And exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Come back to your base position, start your wrist stretches. So you're going to turn the hands around and then bring them back. So several times, just turning the hands around and then bringing them back. Good. Now stop with both hands facing you. Start to rock back and forth. And side to side. Good. Stop the practice. Bring your hands back to their original positions. Place your toes on the floor and lift your knees up off of the floor. Push your tailbone up. You can keep your knees bent because initially we want to straighten the upper body. With your knees bent, note that the back is a lot more straight than if you were to straighten the knees right now. Then slowly start to straighten one leg, then the other leg, and you're gently walking in place. And then straighten both legs, roll the thighs in further, push the knees back, widen the hamstrings, and then step forward, Uttanasana. Keep your feet wide in Uttanasana. Keep trying to pull the belly button forward, closer to the floor. Allow the body to gently wake up. Again, let's step back into downward dog. Yeah, here also the feet are wide. And here also you're trying to push the hips back, push the hamstrings back so that you can widen the back of the legs. Again, let's step forward, Uttanasana. Yeah, press your hands, the fingertips down. Widen the soles of the feet on the floor so that you have a better grip, better connection with the floor. Again, let's step back into downward dog. In the downward dog also, you try to push your legs down, push your feet down, widen the back of the legs. Good. And then step forward, Uttanasana. Good. And then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, let's roll ourselves up to a standing position. Good. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to start with the Surya Namaskars. Hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Last one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down, Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward, inhale all the way up and back. Good. Go into your child's pose. Rest, take a few breaths. Yeah. Good. Now from here, come into your downward dog. Just going to warm up the body a little bit more. Keep your feet wide apart in downward dog. Press the hands down, particularly the base of the palms. Press that down into the floor. Keep the hips lifted up. Now from here, come into your upward facing dog. A gentle upward facing dog. Do not stress the back too much. Focus more on opening the chest than on pushing the hips down. Back into downward dog. And upward facing dog. Very nice. Back into downward dog. And upward facing dog. Good. Knees on the floor, child's pose again. Walk your hands forward in the child's pose. Keep walking the hands forward. Okay, and then walk the hands back. Okay, so today's class is focusing on back pain, particularly sciatica pain. Can you just give me a show of hands? How many people get back pain and stiff back? Okay, all right. So it's quite common, especially now if you've been sitting a lot, it's quite common. So the thing is, back pain can be because of many things, many reasons. One thing is that you may just have to strengthen the back muscles, okay? But then there's a different kind of back pain that happens because of the nerves, okay? And sciatica pain is one of those kinds of pains, or like it happens because of like a compression in the nerves. It could happen because of a disc bulge. It could happen for many things related to the spine, like a lot of like problems in the spine, like especially with the discs of the spine. So what we do with yoga is basically, we call it traction, which we've been doing. Like we do that so much in yoga. So in today's session, there's nothing new, but I just want to reinforce that these are the asanas that you need to do to keep your back healthy. Okay, you can do them in any sequence that you want, but these are pretty much the asanas that are good for your back, especially the lower back, and any kind of pain and stiffness that you feel in the lower back. Okay, and if you do them daily, that's even better. So let's start with Padan Gustasana. You're going to stand up, grab your chair, grab a belt, and stand up. I'll also try and explain like why a particular asana is good, like what is happening in the asana to your body, so that you can remember and sort of make that connection in your mind. So if you have the Iyengar chair, you're going to place it so that the seat is away from you. If you have a regular chair, you see where the most stable positioning of that chair is. Okay. I've placed a cushion, like a blanket here just because it's hard, so I just want to be comfortable. Okay, so this is like the most important thing for your spine, and I know we do this frequently and you may not consider this asana like a very important or very effective one, but this is one of the best things for the spine. Padan Gustasana A, where your leg goes forward on something that is about the same height as your hip. Okay, I'm not trying to get my leg very much higher. I'm just trying to place my leg at the hip width level. Okay, not too far down and not up definitely. So this is the first one, Padan Gustasana A. There is Padan Gustasana B also, where we stretch to the side, and for sciatica pain we do not stretch the leg to the side. Okay, so take your leg up, right leg up, place your belt across the foot and pull this leg into the body. Pull the foot into the body. Now use both hands. The right side of your belt on the right, in the right hand, left side on the left hand. And try to appreciate why we use both hands. If you were to use only one hand to hold both sides of the belt, then the kind of pressure that you're applying on the right side and the left side, it will change. Right now you can control. I want to pull the outer edge of my foot more than the inner edge. Okay, you want to do that because usually it's the outer edge of the leg which is longer than the inner edge. That's why sometimes you get, that's another reason for back pain. So right now what you're trying to do is you're trying to lengthen from the inner groin all the way to the inner foot. You're trying to push that out, and from the outer edge of the foot to the outer hip, you're trying to pull that in. You're trying to shorten those muscles, or rather not shorten them, but you're trying to like get them back into alignment, trying to lengthen both sides of the leg equally. Look at your left thigh should be engaged and active and rolled in. Okay, now those of you who actually suffer from back pain, you need to imagine that there is weight here, like on your thigh, and that weight is pushing down. Okay, you need to imagine that, and you need to be able to sort of modify the body so that happens. Push the right hip down. When I push the right hip down, what happens? The right side of my body, from the armpit all the way down to the side, that also lengthens. So then I'm trying to provide traction to that side also. to provide space for the nerves and for those muscles to sit easier. Pull the toes in. And of course, if you suffer from back pain or sciatica, the longer you do this, the better it is. All right, come down and then take the other leg up. Okay, remember the cue that I just gave in downward dog. I said widen the hamstrings, widen the back of the leg. Do that in Padan Gustasana A also. You want to widen the back of the leg. Look at the left quadricep. Imagine that you have to take all those muscles and push them closer to the floor. Pull the toes into the body. Pull the outer edge of the foot also into the body. Allow the inner edge of the foot to push out. Pull the toes in. Now for a lot of you for whom the back pain happens because of tight glutes and just tightness, you know, like the muscles are just tight, like there's nothing wrong, it's just that the muscles are tight. For a lot of you, this will start to open up and this will usually solve the back pain, like eradicate the back pain. Now here also imagine that there's something on your thigh, sitting on your thigh, pulling that thigh down. So that hips are aligned and you are lengthening the sides of the body. Good. And then come back. Come back. Also, one more thing for back pain is like, you know, sometimes your legs are not the same length. Okay, and that's a physical, it's a structural issue. Sometimes one leg is longer than the other. That is something that someone who can look at you, like it's something that you'll have to look at and see. But sometimes there's a small difference. And that also then, the body then tends to go towards one side to make up for that. Okay. But that again can be fixed with this. Okay, so if you recognize which leg goes out a little bit more, you can fix that with this, because you can pull that leg out, the leg back a little more. You can extend the leg which is shorter out. Okay, and this is something that this happens. I have seen that happening. Yeah, it's a very common thing, and I've seen like in yoga, whenever you extend your legs, you extend the one that's shorter. When you extend it out more, it fixes it, like it happens. Yeah? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I know a lot of people have back pain, so if you have any questions, yeah. Okay. Let me take the questions. Okay, Raji, you have a question. Tell me.
So Pragya, when I'm getting the leg up, right, the other leg needs to be straight, or can it
needs to be straight. Yes, it needs to be straight. The legs have to be at a right angle. So I mean,
maybe the foot, I'm saying, the sole.
What about the sole?
Yeah, the foot should be straight, or it should, I mean, for me it's like...
It's straight, it's straight. See, Padan Gustasana A, this is the base position in Padan Gustasana A. Standing asanas, this is the base position. When you have to go into, if you have to lift the leg up, this leg should remain in the same position. It does not go out. Yeah? It's like Tadasana and then you bring the leg up. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Ashmi, you have a question, Ms. Rishi? Yeah?
Yeah, just that, is it okay to do this asana when you are having the pain, or should it be avoided at that point and done regularly otherwise?
You can even do it when you have the pain. Yeah, you can do it then. Kiran, you have a question? Okay. Alright. Okay, so this is something that everyone should do. It is very nice for the glutes also. These muscles are very tight. There's a lot of muscle here, very tight, and it's important to do that, to stretch it out like this. Okay, so this is one. You start with this. Okay, you stand and you start with this. Then you come on the floor and do traction, the exact same thing. Okay, traction is exactly like this. So now we're going to lie down with something comfortable under the head and keep your belt with you. Now, if you have severe back pain, I would suggest that you also take a wall under your feet if you have severe back pain, and if not, then it's okay. And if you don't have a wall right now, it's okay. You can always practice it with the wall later on. And I'll tell you why we need a wall also. It also helps to visualize your hips. It helps to visualize your spine. And it helps to remember that the spine is like, it's a bunch of vertebrae like bones, but all the nerves they originate from the spine. So any pain will, first originate there. That's how it's getting to the brain. Like that's how the signals are getting to the brain, through the spine, to the nerves around there. So whenever we do any asana for back pain, you think about relaxing the body. You don't think about like twisting it and turning it. You think about relaxing the body and lengthening the muscles. So now lie down on your back with with something under your head. Anything, it could be a block, it could be just a cushion, anything. Your knees are bent. And again, you're doing Padan Gustasana A, just like you did on the chair. So you're going to lift the right leg up using your belt. Yes. But the advantage here is that, let's say that your back pain is because of an inconsistency in the hip, that your legs are different sizes, and that impacts the balance of the hip, because the hip then becomes imbalanced. But now here, because we are on the floor, you will be able to keep a somewhat balanced hip, because now both hips are on the floor. It's not like the right hip is going a little forward or back. Both hips are balanced. Now here you're going to pull the toes in just like you did when you were standing. And usually the mistake that people make is that look at your right hip. Take your awareness to the right hip, okay, to the hip crease. And usually, if you have inflexibility, you will be pulling that hip closer to the armpit. Usually it happens that the hip will be tilted up to the armpit. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you push that right hip back. You push it down so that it's almost like it is going away from the armpit. So you're lengthening the side of the body. And then straighten the left leg also. And now the left leg is how it would be in Tadasana. So you're pushing that left leg out. Imagine that you are standing on the floor. That's how strong you want that left leg to be. And if this was about flexibility, let's say we were just stretching for like flexibility, there's no back pain, nothing, then I would say you can even pull the leg closer to you. But because we're trying to stretch the body and because you're trying to work with back pain, you should always keep your legs at a right angle in this position. That is what will relax the body. Now switch legs, left leg goes up, right leg comes down. And the same cues. You push your left hip away from your left armpit. Lengthen the upper body. Okay, and then stretch the right leg out. Right leg is in Tadasana. Left leg is also in Tadasana. Left leg is also that active and that straight and that strong. Also, one thing that helps is think about your hip. The hip contains, the spine goes into the hip, then the hip is connected to the flesh of the glutes, then the hip has all the nerve endings which are going into your spine. So if you keep compressing the hip, let's say if for whatever reason you are holding the abs tight and you're compressing the hip, then there is the amount of space that all of these muscles, all of these nerves have, it reduces, right? So you need to get into the habit of thinking of the hip as a wide joint. You need to widen it. It has to be wide to accommodate all of everything that's there in that location, so that nothing is pinched and nothing is compressed. And that's another way of relaxing the hip. Just visualize the right hip going to the right side, left going to the left, all the muscles, all the nerves kind of calming down and relaxing inside. Okay, now let's go back to the right leg. Right leg goes up, left leg comes down, and then you can straighten the left leg. Pragya, you shouldn't take breaks in between. Yeah, do not put both legs down. Yeah. Okay, now hold the belt with the left hand. Now, yeah, now the right hand will be like inactive. You can place it on the floor. And now you're going to pull this right leg to the left side only 30 degrees. Now, if we were doing this for flexibility, I would tell you to take it all the way down, as far down as you can go. But now I'm saying only 30 degrees because again, that is what you need to create more space on the outer edge of the right hip. So note, right hip is right now stretched, outer edge of the right hip. If I bring this leg further down, then something or the other will start to pinch, like the hips will start to compress again. So it's I only bring it out 30 degrees. Keep pulling the toes in. Keep pushing the right hip out. If you want, you can take your right hand, place it on the right hip, like you hook it on that hip and push that hip down to the down closer to the left, like away from your armpit. Push it down. Yes, like that. Yes, good. As you push that hip down, you can pull that leg up. Nice. Okay, good. Come up. And then the same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to hold the belt with the right hand and then take it only 30 degrees to the right side. Usually we go all the way down. But now I don't want to go all the way down because I want to give traction to the body. Now take your awareness to the hip. For many of you, the right hip might be feeling that it has come up. It has started to, ride up a little bit. So push that right hip down so that it is at the same level as the left hip. Good. Bring that leg up. Now we'll do the same thing on the left side. So you're going to take the left leg up and then the right leg down and straighten the right leg. Let's say you have no back pain and you want to know how this will help you without, you don't have back pain. What you need to attempt to do is to try to feel that lengthening of the leg coming from the hip, like from the hamstrings. So you're pushing the heel up and trying to lengthen those muscles all the way from the groin to the heel. Now hold the belt with your right hand and take this leg 30 degrees to the right side. 30 degrees only. Hook your left hand on the left waist, on the left hip, and push that hip down. The more you push it down, the more you equalize that hip joint and pull the left leg up. Yes, and then come up, and then the same thing on the other side. So you're going to hold that belt with the left hand and take this leg 30 degrees to the left. Yes, awareness on your hip. Does the left hip have the tendency to lift up slightly, to come closer, to try to come closer to the armpit? If it does, move it down. Good. And now take the leg up. Okay, and then take both legs up and sort of keep them straight. Keep the inner ankles touching each other, inner legs also touching each other. Good. And then release, feet on the floor. Feet on the floor. Okay. Now, place the right foot on top of the left knee. Yeah. So we do this when we do relaxation, and this is also good for traction. But this time you're going to take the leg up. Left leg goes up, straight up. And then you try to pull this leg in closer to you. Yeah. Keeping that left leg straight, you try to pull this in. Try not to hold the abdomen too tight. Try to straighten the left leg even more. Yeah. Good. And then switch legs. So left leg goes on the right knee. Straighten the right leg up to the ceiling. And then bring the legs closer to the body. Good. And then release. And let's go into the downward dog now. Take the legs wide, hip width distance, and go into your downward dog. Lift the hips equal. Remember the hips. Like usually what happens is that the right hip gets raised a little bit more than the left when you do downward dog, because the right side is a lot more active. It's a dominant side. So try to lift the left hip up also. Downward dog. Widen the hamstrings. Push the groin back. Okay, good. Come up. Knees on the floor and sit down. Okay, now those of you who actually get back pain, now we're going to go into Gomukasana. So you're going to take the right leg to the left. Okay, those of you who get back pain, you stop here. Or sciatica pain, you stop here. Those of you with no pain, you can bend the other leg also in and go into full Gomukasana legs. But remember, in Gomukasana, again, the hip should be balanced. So in Gomukasana, if you feel that, the hips are not balanced, then again, that's an indication that you need to look at the length of both legs. So right now, for today, we're just doing this. And you're going to twist here. So place your left hand on the outside of the right knee and twist. Yeah, even if you do regular Gomukasana, you can do the same twist. It's fine. Kiran, twist the other way. The other way. Yes. Like that. Yes. And come back. And now switch legs. And again, you're going to twist. So when you twist, you are pushing this knee further back with the hands. And you are keeping both hips flat on the floor. Good. Come back. Okay. Now once again, take the right leg on top of the left, and then now bend your left leg in also. And sometimes full Gomukasana with a little bit of a twist, wherein you can place your hands on the floor, like on the right side, and sort of walk the hands out. So you feel something stretching, like again the sides of the hips stretching. So when you feel that, then you stay there. Okay? So it should feel like, especially if you have back pain, you should feel that the tightness stretching, like exactly where you feel the tightness, that part stretches in this. Raji, if you want, you can place your elbows on the floor also. Come up. Switch the Gomukasana. Yeah. And you're just going to walk forward on the other side. Yeah. Good. And then come back. Okay. And then let's stand up and once again get your chair. So what have we done? We've stretched the muscles of the hip, of the glutes, and we're just focusing on balancing the hip. So even in Gomukasana, which is a twist, not actually a twist, but it's, your legs are crossed. In that also we were focusing on the hip. Now we're going to do standing Chasana. Here also you're going to focus on the twist. So now I'm going to place the right leg on top of the chair. Okay. My my thigh rests on the back of the chair, foot is flat on the seat of the chair. If your foot doesn't reach, place a block under the foot. The foot has to be flat on this chair. It's not necessary that you use a chair, you could use something else also which gives you the same kind of stability. Monica, bring your foot, your left foot more close to the chair so that it's not, yeah, like that, yes. Yes, okay. Now twist in Chasana. So here, the reason we're doing it on the chair is because I want you to keep the hip flat, okay? When you're on the floor and we twist, then you do this. Then this hip goes out, left hip goes forward. But here I don't want you to do that. I just want you to keep your hips stable and use your arms to twist your upper body. Keep the hips stable. And this is actually Chasana. I mean, even on the floor, you're not supposed to be, tilting the hip. Yeah, open the chest. So I'll be able to tell how well you're twisting by how open the chest is. How much can you, rotate the chest and make it seem like a flat chest. Simi, I think rotate to the other side. Yes, so place your left, yes, like that. So left hand, exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's very good, Monica. Good, Kiran. Nice. Tejasvi, strong on your left thigh. Yeah, like just push that thigh down. Good. Good, Raji. Good. Okay. Guys, come up. Now place your left leg on top and twist again to the other side. Yeah, that's another thing about twists. Many of you may have experienced that when you twist, your lower back hurts. And that is because if you twist the hip also, there's a compression, there's no stretch. Here, when you keep the hip squared, you can take this bar as a reference. When you keep the hip squared, you're only twisting the upper body. You're not twisting like the hips. So this is a great way to do Chasana. Yeah, roll the shoulders back. Very good. Raji, your right hip, push it back. Yes, like that. Yes. Push it away. Yes, it has to be in line with the left hip. Tejasvi, pull that left knee into the body a little bit. Pull it into the body. Left knee. Yeah. Monica, you also. Sorry, not Monica. Kiran, you also pull that that knee in closer to the body. Good. Okay, come up. Come up, guys. Okay. Then one thing that really helps is the pigeon pose. Okay, so now you could do the pigeon on the floor, or you could also do it on a chair. Especially if you have like a soft chair, it works. If you don't have a soft chair, then don't worry about it. But watch. I could put my leg up here, like rest that entire thigh, and take this left leg back. And this is very comfortable. It's actually a very comfortable position. And it actually keeps the hips in one line also. So even in the pigeon pose, my hips are in one line. So you are basically resting the entire thigh and this leg on the chair. Now, if right now you don't have a chair, do it on the floor. Yes, Simi, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So Monica, the way you would work on this, because your right leg is doing the right thing, the way that you could make it better is if you try to straighten the left knee a little more. Yeah. But just like you put in an effort, that's all. Eventually it opens up. Ms. Rishi, that's good. The more you do this, the more you'll be able to like sink down. Raji, that's good. Tejasvi, don't sink down like that. Lift the chest up, away from the chair. Do not sleeping pigeon. Yeah. Yes, like that. camera a little, I'll be able to see your legs. Yeah. So Kiran, do this. Take your leg out like this. Yeah, like that. So the leg comes out, it doesn't go in. Very nice. Very good. Okay guys, switch legs. Switch legs. And in all these asanas, you want to make it as comfortable as possible, you know. So if you want to place a bolster on top of the chair, like that, you can do that also. Place as much cushioning as you need on that chair.
So I have on the floor, I mean, is it supposed to be up or down, the knee that's bent?
So, if you see it from the side, it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So this leg is here, and then yeah. Do this on your bed also. It's actually nice if you do it on the bed and just kind of relax on the bed. Yeah. Okay, come up. Come up. So in none of these postures should you feel like you're gonna fall, that you're holding your breath. It shouldn't feel like that at all. Okay? Okay, now remove the chair and sit on the floor. If you have a blanket or something handy, like which you would sit on, just even if it's a bolster or a block, you just sit on that. Yeah. And yeah, so a block is good, but again, if you're working with, you know, like back pain or just discomfort in the lower back, then we try to make it as comfortable as possible. So when you do this on your own, you should use like a cushion or something soft. Okay. Now another twist. So you've done the pigeon where you've stretched these muscles, you've stretched the glutes, you've even stretched the lower back. Now Ardha Matsyendrasana. So you're going to take the right leg, bend the right leg, take it across the left. Okay. This is now similar. This is again that Gomukasana thing that we did, half Gomukasana that we did a few minutes ago. And in addition to that, you're going to keep the hips squared. Now you will have to like monitor yourself. The hips have to be squared, but you try to twist. With the hips squared, you try and twist. So what usually happens is if you're focusing only on the twist, then the left hip will go forward. But here you're pulling the left hip at the back in the same line as the right hip and twist. So it's not about how deep you can twist. Think about the nerves and the muscles. You're just trying to relax that. Keep the back straight. Good. And then switch to the other side. This is actually how to do the right twist. You always have to keep your hips squared, and then the middle of the back, like the middle spine, the lumbar spine, that is what twists. And as you twist the lumbar spine, the other muscles then can extend properly and easily. Like all these muscles will then stretch and relax. And then come back. Okay. So these are a few things that you do when you're, you know, like you're standing and you're seated. Now, what can you do every day before you go to sleep? Okay. So lie down. Again, something soft under your head and lie down. And this is good, particularly for sciatica, but also for stiffness of the back. So lie down. Keep your head in some, like a comfortable position. First, let's do the usual, like the stretch that we do. So you're going to place your left foot on the right knee and then pull that knee in. switch legs. So now you're going to bring the left leg on top of the right knee, sorry, right leg on top of the left knee and twist and pull it in. Yeah. Okay. Now, keep your feet distance of the mat apart and hands out, and you're going to drop both knees to the right side, look to the left. Now again, notice what muscles are you stretching. This is a very simple posture, but what are the muscles that you're stretching? Right now, it's all the left, on the left hip, all those muscles coming from the spine all the way down to the leg. So you hold this for a while, then you go to the other side. So this is, when we do this, it's not just that you're trying to keep the hip socket healthy or the hips healthy, you're also working on the nerves. Okay, one more repetition. You're going to go to the right. And then to the left. Good. And then come up. Okay. Now, wrap your right leg around your left leg like you would in Gomukasana. Or try to get as close to the Gomukasana as you can. Sorry, Garudasana, not Gomukasana, Garudasana. So you wrap the entire foot around and you hook that right foot across your left foot. So it's just, yeah, completely tight. Now gently drop the legs down to the right side. We're going to drop to both sides, but you gently try to drop to the right and notice the extension of the muscles. When you look at the muscles and you look at the nerves, it doesn't matter how close you come to the floor. Good. Come up. And same legs, but you just drop to the left side. Good. And then release. And now wrap your left leg around the right. So even if you're unable to wrap completely, it's okay. You just do your best. Now drop to the right side. And come up and drop to the left. And come up. Okay, now undo your legs and now take your right leg across the left. So like you're crossing your legs, so the knees are on top of each other actually. Yeah. Okay. Now pull the knees into your body and see, this becomes the Gomukasana. If I hold my feet and take them wider apart, it becomes the Gomukasana, cow face pose. So pull the legs in like that. Hold your feet and pull the legs in closer to your body, just like that. So the knees are on top of each other. The left foot is on the right side. So I hold my left foot with my right hand. My right foot is on the left side. So I hold that with my left hand and I pull the legs in. Yeah. Pull the legs in. And now switch legs. So you're just going to switch the crossing and then pull the legs in. So again, in this posture also, notice which muscles are stretching. You'll feel the stretch on the glutes, maybe on the lower back. Good. And then release. Hug your knees into the chest. And then go into your Shavasana. In the Shavasana, be conscious of what's happening in the glute muscles, what's happening on the lower back. there should be, for everyone, not just for those who have back pain, there should be a sense of like ease in the hip. There should be also quietness in the hip joint. Continue to inhale and exhale and relax.